Hey guys, it's Kara
and Jenna,
and today we're going to talk about stealing my secret to great photos every time. And so we're going to talk about the 8 things I do every time. So the first one, great lighting.
Yep, it's critical.
It is.
Whether that's natural light or not, but
yes,
natural light is our preferred light source.
Definitely. Yeah, when we're outside, I prefer sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love when the light comes through trees or some filter.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's just great. You'll notice that most professional photographers never shoot at noon or like 1 or really harsh lighting. They really prefer sunset or sunrise.
Yeah.
Really nice lit times.
Yeah. Shooting in the middle of the day has harsh shadows all around, but specifically on your face, you can get big, huge bags under your eyes and you're squinting because it's so bright. And so avoiding that is ideal.
Yeah. It's just not good.
Yeah. Not to mention we live in Texas where it's 900 degrees in the middle of the day.
Yes. Yeah, so number 1 is good light. You can make good light inside, but I find that like if you want excellent light, just go outside.
Yeah.
It's just better.
Yep.
And you can make good light in the middle of the day, find a tree. But yeah, definitely lighting's number 1. Number 2, composition.
Yes, that is very important.
I love framing. Leading lines. I mean, composition you could talk about for days.
Yeah.
But obviously we like clean, classic, rule of thirds, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But there you can go crazy with composition. Yeah.
Sometimes in your gallery you might notice that like there's a picture where you're kind of off to one side, and that's because visually that there's a spot in that photo that is supposed to be the most visually pleasing, and so Kara has placed you there. So there, it is intentional. You are not off center for no reason.
But when we talk about framing, you'll see a lot of times I shoot through things like trees or awnings or all kinds of stuff. It makes it really pretty. So that's another thing that I do a lot. Can't think of anything else that I do a lot, but
you do with families. Sometimes you have the kids in the front and the parents in the back. Parents are kind of out of focus, and maybe switching back and forth, focus on the parents, not on the kid. It's a cool framing composition effect, and it also has to do with focus.
Yeah. The next one, number 3, is focus that we're talking about. We typically like to do things really tack sharp. Lately, people have been really into the whole blurry.
Yes, that is an odd trend that I'm seeing, and I'm like, it hurts.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole blurry thing. I do understand the dragging of the shutter. That I understand, but the blurry photos I don't get.
Yeah.
I prefer things tack sharp, especially when you're trying to do products like we do. When you're blowing things up to like 30 by 40, things have to be really tack on.
Yeah.
So, but focus is cool, especially when you do things like we do. Like Jenna said, like the parents parents in front, kids in back, so the kids are blurry in the back, or vice versa. You can play with focus. So, a lot of times wedding photographers do that too. Like the rings will be in focus, other stuff won't be, that type of thing. So, so focus is a cool thing to play with. Background is also something that we play with. I shoot very low aperture, which means everything in the background is blurry. Some people don't get that. I've had a lot of clients say, okay, your stuff is great, but I don't want the background blurry. Can you just change that?
Yeah, we've also had people come back to us after we've taken the photos and say, can you make that sharp back there? And no, we can't do that.
That's just how I photograph things. My lenses do that. I do that on purpose. So yeah, it's just how I like to shoot things.
Well, and the reason that we like that is because it pulls the focus to you. There's nothing in the background that really is pulling away from you or your family or whatever the subject is. And so while it might not be a instantly noticeable thing, it's a kind of behind the scenes, your brain processes it differently and it feels more visually pleasing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
We also love it specifically when we do headshots indoors because it hides a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Not even headshots, but when we do family sessions indoors, like it covers a lot of sins specifically. So yeah, backgrounds are just an interesting thing that we have to deal with a lot. So if you have been around my work for a long time, you'll notice that connection is a huge thing. So number 5 is connection. My work is built on that. So you can see family connecting, family and pets connecting, all of that. So a lot of my images show joy, laughter, all of the emotions. Which you kind of find in the in-between moments. So I'll kind of set you up and say, okay, everybody cuddle up on the couch, and then I won't give you any more direction than that, and I'll just wait for it to kind of happen, and it will happen naturally. So connection is kind of my favorite part of photography.
Yeah.
So anything about that?
No, I mean, I think, with that, you might not have, eyes directly in the camera, but sometimes the looking at each other photos can be a little bit more impactful because you feel that connection looking back at the photo. So,
yeah. And on that, like a lot of times the older generation doesn't get our photography because they're like, well, you're not looking, like you're not.
I mean, back in the day when we were photographed in studios like Olin Mills and stuff, if you weren't looking at the camera, that photo was just kind of taken out and, it wasn't considered a good one. So I mean, I get where they're coming from, but yeah, the connection is special. A little of both is nice. Yeah. Have some looking and some connecting.
Yeah, lately we've been doing both because I do recognize that the grandparents, I call them grandma shots, grandparents do really want the looking at the camera shot. But I would say 75% of what we do is now like the interaction, expressions, emotions, that type of thing, because that's typically what mom and dad want. And then the grandma's like, I just want you smiling at the camera. And I do not like the smiling pictures. I want just the emotion, because I think that's true kids. Like kids aren't smiling.
Right. And sometimes the true emotion is not like, like someone wistfully staring off. It's a child being wild and crazy and rambunctious, but that's the stage that they're at in life. So you want
the true version of your kid, which is crazy typically. Number 6 is post-processing. We don't do heavy amounts of post-processing. Because we don't find it necessary typically.
Well, and we want your photos to look like you, right. Yes, you could have an airbrushed photo that you have no pores and, but that's not actually what you look like every day. And so for the most part, we do, color, lighting, stuff like that. I mean, we'll remove trash cans, do head swaps. So it's not like we're not doing anything, but we just want them to look natural. So
we just have you look like you. So it's a great, I mean, you'll find everybody, a person for everybody, but like our headshots, I mean, we can do whatever, but typically our headshots are just a nice version of
And when we do headshots, we ask specifically, like, what would you like us to address? Because we're all our worst critic, our own worst critic. And so what you see on yourself, I probably would never notice. And so, some people really want to get rid of under eye wrinkles or maybe a bulge in their shirt or something that we wouldn't have noticed otherwise. So we're happy to do all the things that bother you.
Yeah, during the shoot, we'll say, okay, is this a birthmark or is it a
Mhm.
zit and stuff like that. So we need to know during the session. And usually moms will say, hey, she just got a
Mhm.
black eye the day before at daycare or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They'll point it out, but we just need to know. And then we'll fix whatever. But
Yep.
yeah, post-processing for us is very light. We do mainly just like Jenna said, color and stuff like that. Okay, and then number 7, preparation. We do a lot of this. That's why I'm always talking about consultations beforehand. And I mean, there's stuff on our website and all of that stuff because I want to prep my clients before the session, during the session, as much as I can so that you guys know exactly what is going to happen for the session, after the session, during the session, all of that good stuff. So there's no surprises because I don't like surprises. Well, I mean, some people
Good
do
surprises are good.
Good
but...
surprises. But yeah, and I don't want you guys left because I've been a client for many things, especially photography as well. We try to do it as often as possible. But I've been on your side as well, and I've been left wondering, like, wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. And so I don't want to be in your shoes wondering that too. So I like to be overly communicative so that you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, you'll get a PDF, you get an email, and then there's also the contract, which, you know, I think a lot of people nowadays don't read contracts, but it will answer some questions. Like we talk in there about if you guys are sick or if Kara's sick or if there's a weather issue. So there's still info in there that, you know, it's just information for both of us to know. Yep. So that's a good resource too.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't want to bombard you because a lot of people don't care. But like sometimes you want to know that stuff. So, so yeah, lots of preparation. And then the last one, number 8, is practice. I mean, we have done a lot of practice.
Yes.
15 years of this. So, I mean, a secret to a great photo is to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so I could walk out of my house right now and do a session and not, I mean, I still get excited and nervous and like, because meeting new people, it's still meeting new people. But,
well, and it's a big responsibility too. You know, someone has said, okay, I choose you. You're the photographer for me. I believe that you can create what I want. And so, you know, every time we go to a shoot, we want to make sure that we fulfill our clients' wishes and hopes and, you know, capture everything that they wanted.
Yep.
So,
yep. That's why I'm always asking lots of questions. And a lot of people are like, geez, I mean, kind of back off. But like, I don't want to let you guys down because you're paying me money. So that's why I ask questions and all of that good stuff. So I think that's it. We do a lot to try to make you guys happy and hopefully you get what you're looking for. So if you have any questions about how to get good photos of your own, let us know down in the comments. Have a good week.
Bye.